Nothingness. Understanding the void beyond existence. Few ideas feel as mysterious and unsettling as nothingness. When people hear the word, they imagine absolute emptiness, total darkness, the absence of everything. But philosophers, mystics, and scientists have explored nothingness for thousands of years. Their conclusions often challenge our basic assumptions about reality. Nothingness is not simply nothing. In many traditions, it is the foundation from which everything emerges. This exploration examines nothingness through philosophy, religion, cosmology, psychology, and cultivation thought. Understanding nothingness changes how you see existence itself. 1. What does nothing mean? The human mind struggles with the concept of absolute absence. When you imagine nothingness, you still picture empty space, darkness, silence. But even these contain something. Darkness still exists, space still exists, silence still exists. True nothingness would mean no space, no time, no matter, no energy, no possibility of observation. In other words, nothingness is not an empty container. It is the absence of any container at all. This idea pushes the limits of human imagination. 2. The philosophical problem of nothingness. Philosophers have debated nothingness for centuries. One famous thinker who addressed this question was Martin Heidegger. He argued that nothingness reveals itself when humans confront anxiety about existence. When people ask, "Why does anything exist at all?" they are already facing nothingness. Philosophy suggests that the awareness of nothingness gives life meaning. Without the possibility of non-existence, existence would not appear remarkable. 3. Nothingness in Taoist philosophy. In Taoist cosmology, nothingness is not meaningless emptiness. It is potential. The concept of wuji represents the state before all differentiation. Philosophy attributed to Lao Tzu describes reality emerging from emptiness. From wuji emerges movement. Movement creates polarity. Polarity forms yin and yang. From their interaction arises the universe. In this view, nothingness is not the opposite of existence. It is the source of existence. 4. Emptiness in Buddhist thought. Buddhist philosophy also explores emptiness, but in a unique way. In Buddhism, the concept of sunyata describes the absence of inherent independent existence. According to philosopher Nagarjuna, nothing possesses a permanent independent essence. Everything exists through relationships. A tree exists because of soil, water, sunlight, time. Remove those conditions and the tree disappears. Emptiness therefore means interdependence. Things are not solid, independent objects. They are dynamic processes. 5. Nothingness in cosmology. Modern physics also investigates the idea of nothing. But surprisingly, even empty space is not truly empty. Quantum theory describes a vacuum filled with fluctuating energy fields. Particles can appear and disappear spontaneously. Cosmic observations reveal enormous voids between galaxy clusters. These voids contain extremely little matter. But even they are not absolute nothingness. Science suggests that true nothingness might never exist. Even the most empty regions contain energy and structure. 6. Nothingness as potential. In many philosophies, nothingness represents possibility. Think of a blank canvas. Before painting begins, the canvas holds infinite potential images. The empty page allows any story. The silent moment allows any sound. Nothingness becomes the stage upon which existence performs. Without emptiness, creation would have no space to unfold. 7. Nothingness in meditation. Meditative traditions often aim to experience a state resembling nothingness. Practitioners quiet thoughts. Sensory input fades. Mental narratives dissolve. What remains is awareness without content. This state does not feel like darkness or absence. It feels like spaciousness, stillness, clarity. The mind stops clinging to concepts, This experience often leads to a feeling of deep calm. 8. Nothingness in cultivation philosophy. In cultivation fiction, nothingness frequently appears as the void. This void may represent primordial space before creation, a realm outside reality, a source of destructive or creative power. Some characters cultivate void Dao or nothingness Dao. These paths emphasize detachment, absorption, dissolution of form. The void in fiction symbolizes ultimate freedom from limitation. When nothing binds you, everything becomes possible. 9. Psychological encounter with nothingness. Humans sometimes confront nothingness emotionally. Experiences such as existential questioning, deep solitude, loss of identity, major life transitions can create a sense of emptiness. This feeling can be frightening, but it can also open space for transformation. When old identities dissolve, new possibilities appear. Psychological emptiness often precedes growth. 10. Creation and destruction. Nothingness often appears connected with both creation and destruction. Stars explode into supernovas. Old structures collapse. From the debris, new stars form. Similarly, civilizations rise and fall. Ideas fade and reappear in new forms. Nothingness represents the reset point between cycles. Destruction clears space for renewal. 11. The paradox of nothingness. Nothingness creates a paradox. If it truly existed, nothing could emerge from it. Yet existence clearly exists. Some philosophers conclude that nothingness is not a physical state. Instead, it is a conceptual tool. It helps humans understand the limits of reality. It reveals how existence contrasts with absence. 12. Why nothingness fascinates humans. Nothingness fascinates us because it touches our deepest questions. Questions like, what existed before the universe? What happens after death? Why does anything exist at all? These questions remain unresolved, but exploring them expands our understanding of existence. 13. Nothingness and freedom. Some philosophies interpret nothingness as ultimate freedom. If nothing possesses permanent identity, everything can transform. Rigid boundaries disappear. Possibility expands. The void becomes not a prison of emptiness, but an open horizon. Final reflection. What is nothingness? Nothingness is not merely the absence of things. It represents the space that allows creation, the silence that allows sound, the void that allows form. In philosophy, it reveals the foundation of existence. In meditation, it reveals the clarity beneath thought. In cosmology, it challenges our understanding of reality. Nothingness is not the enemy of existence. It is its partner. Without the void, nothing could appear. And perhaps the deepest insight is this: the universe may arise not from something solid, but from the mysterious potential of nothing at all.